Hi everyone! In this video, I'm trying to make a little flip through my chemistry notebooks. Just so you know, I'm currently studying chemical engineering, so I hope this helps you to know what should you expect if you want to study something similar. So let's get on with it. So for my first semester in chemistry, I had a bunch of topics to study. They were mainly topics I had already seen in high school, but they were also kind of a bit leveled up. This semester, I tried to take notes on loose leaf paper, and that made it really hard, especially because I wasn't having class in a classroom, but rather a theater, and we didn't have tables, so it was a kind of mess, really. So you could see I started changing papers a lot. There I have a summary of one of the chapters of the book, which was a homework, and then for the first weeks of the semester, I tried to read the chapters ahead, and then make summaries in my notes, and then take notes in class, part of it, but that didn't quite work. As you can see, I also made some little annotations for the topics that were going to be included in the exam. In the beginning, I used to use my sky blue pen to circle the formulas, but then I would changing it around. I used to add post-it notes to it, just with extra information that I couldn't fit in the page, or that my teacher went back and said something that was before, so I had to add another note. So eventually, I stopped taking notes beforehand and just took them during class. I also tried a bunch of different types of paper. As you can see, I tried squared paper, then plain white paper. I liked the plain white paper, but it didn't quite work because it was really hard to get the lines straight. I also bought a nice orange pen, which I used to write the exercises, and it's kind of weird how it looks like, but it helps, so that's fine. You can see I have a lot of diagrams there. Some of them I understood, some of them I said I would, but I never. For my second semester, I took theoretical chemistry, and honestly, this was way easier for me than last semester. By the way, the book I had been using for both this semester was Chemistry by Chang. This time, I used a big notebook, the ones that have a lot of pages, so I made little tabs on top so I could divide it by subjects. As you can see, I use a lot of post-it notes to add extra notes and just things on the way, and I used to highlight a lot of things, but like less than I used to highlight before, so it was really good back then. Every time we started a chapter, I also made like a little index of the topic, so I know that we're covering everything we should cover and like what are the topics we're seeing, because sometimes I get lost on that. Oh, and there I was taking a watercolor class, and I was drafting my painting in my chemistry notebook. By this time, I had also started to use pink highlighter to highlight formulas, so that's how it stayed. For important stuff, I still change the colors a lot. It goes like green, orange, yellow, but formulas are red. Finally, for my third semester, I took organic chemistry, and here I saw nomenclature, the structure, conformations, stereochemistry, well, a bunch of stuff. For this semester, I mainly used organic chemistry with Carrie, but I also used organic chemistry, like a second book. To begin with, you can see I just have a bunch of loose papers in my notebook cover. That's because I used to fall asleep a lot and not really pay attention continuously for class, so my notes would be a little disarranged and I had to go back home, read the book, make new notes, and well, I have a lot of paper there. I also have some practice exercises I did. So you can see now it follows just a kind of same scheme I've been using. The pink highlighted formulas, stuff highlighted in yellow or green, important stuff. I take notes with blue pen, and my titles are with black pen, and then I write, like I do exercises in pencil. And you can also see I started using my red pen to write important stuff that I don't necessarily want to highlight, but what I write in red, it's usually like side notes of things that are important to remember, little acclarations, things that can come into the exam, stuff like that. There you can see we were learning the reaction mechanisms. It was really tough at first, but after that I got a hang of it, and it was really interesting and easier for me to do the later topics of the subject rather than the earlier topics. I don't know, I'm just weird. Well, in this part you can see I have a lot of post-it notes, because these are notes I took beforehand out of the book, so I didn't have space to fit everything my teacher was saying in class, and not everything that he said was in the book, so I had a bit of a struggle there, and that's why I don't really like taking notes beforehand, because I know I'm not gonna be able to fit them. So here I tried something like the Cornell method, like leaving a blank space at the side of the page so I can write anything that my teacher says. But there are things like the reactions that didn't really fit in the space I had left, so again, it kind of didn't work like I expected it to. And well, that's about everything I have seen in chemistry so far. I just have some practice exercises for my final exam at the end, and that'd be it. Now I just want to talk a little about the stationery I use. To begin with, I take most of my notes in this big fine point blue pen. I also use this Eden Office liner, the orange one, to write down the exercises and stuff. Then I have the big fine point red, which I use to add the important stuff and some titles as well. The green Staedtler pen, I used to write exercises with it at first, but I stopped using it. Then I have my mechanical pen, and I love this mechanical pen. I can use any other one. Liquid paper, I don't really use that much. I just scratch things out. This purple pink pen, I hardly use it, just for decoration, as well as the many colored one. I use it for titles and stuff. This violet gel pen I hardly use, but I use it to make subtitles and stuff. Then I have this black 4B eraser, which I love, and then for my formulas I have the Stabilobus pink highlighter. I also have this green highlighter which is running out, as well as this orange Stabilobus highlighter, but those are the ones I use for important stuff. I have the lids for my mechanical pen, and just a bunch of post-it notes, the ones that I go pasting around wherever I need space. They are way too disorganized, they've been laying around. Finally, I also have this little bunch of mini post-its, small ones, middle ones, and I found it and I love it. It's so useful. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.